Hey guys, back again. Another video. Gonna smash this one out. Remember, if you gain some value from this, please just subscribe as quick as possible. Let's dive right in. So EU, we're here on the daily. So this is the situation so far on the daily. You may see my notes here, right? So we've got a weak high here, and I presume that one is confirmed. You know, if we look at this swing point, we failed to break the low and we're coming back up. So at the moment, I see that as a weak high. Yeah, we had this bullish break of this high here, right? After this pullback where it's found its level and is now breaking up bullish again. Yeah, so within this leg here, we pulled back over, Thursday, Friday, and now Monday, Tuesday, we've closed out bullish again. So weak high scenario possible. I've put a question mark, because if for all I know, it's going to come back down further, right? As it may do. So for me, it's just a possibility. And overall, yes, I do see currently EU as going higher, taking this high, and then possibly this high too, as it's a weak high, right? So that's how that works for me. Weak high scenarios because we failed to break their swing lows or the lows that created the highs, right? So they become weak lows. Yeah. So I hope that's clear. I've marked out my previous daily high and previous daily low now, which is of Tuesday's price action. Okay. So let's go down to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, let's quickly go through a bit of today's price action. And yesterday, of course, on Friday, we pulled back from this high here, rejecting this order block and daily order block. Pulled back down quite aggressively, but found our feet here at this 4 hour order block, right? Since then, we've been pulling back ever so slowly, and we had a POI here marked out for today and fair value gap, and it's gone through those, right? So what's looking likely is if we're going to get any type of downside movement or short from here before taking these highs, or whether it's going to continue down, we will expect some sort of reaction either from here, the fair value gap, or it's going to touch this order block. So we'll go down to the 1 hour. We can get a bare intraday picture. So here's what price has been doing, right? Ever since it's actually made this bullish run, it's been quite corrective. But that aside, as I've been over those in previous videos, we created this new 1 hour structure, breaking previous lows, and we had this massive impulsive leg which stopped here at the 4 hour and 1 hour order blocks and gradually made our way up. You'll see these lines here, these are my liquidity lines, right? It's just showing we've built up sell side liquidity because of the way we've come back. Look at the size of these bearish candles and bullish candles in comparison to how slow price is making its way back up, same as over here. Okay, so I have these pointed out as liquidity targets. So if price does break down, it's probably gonna melt and take out these liquidity points, or some of the liquidity. Usually when it's trending in a certain way, it doesn't have to pull back that far. So anyway, this was the previous 1 hour leg. That leg's now void because it's been taken out. So we can adjust it and move it to here, but I'm not so concerned by it at the moment. So I'll remove that for now. We had this 1 hour order block where I was looking for shorts today. Spiked into it, but yeah, price wasn't really given a clear break of structure to the downside. You would have been better off today if you had changed your bias to long, which few people I know did, and they caught some trades on the lower time frames. That aside, this is now obsolete. However, of course, there has been buy side liquidity sweeps here, so that all counts as buy side liquidity. I'll put this line here anyway, just as more of a higher time frame sweep reference, which is why I put an X. It means the liquidity is already taken. So now our eyes are on the higher order block, right? We've got two fair value gaps and then we've got the order block here. So this is the more high probable area, right? If a POI has a POI above, usually it's a bit less probable, it's a bit more dangerous. Either way, I have these as weak highs on the higher time frame, but there's nothing stopping the market from pulling back or even continuing lower, failing to break the high, right? And then making, these weak lows. So we'll see how that turns out. But that's what I'm looking for on EU. If I'm going to short it, I need it to, come into these POIs, especially this top one here. That'll probably be the best one, as I said. And I'm going to want 15-minute structure to break or something along those lines, because of course if we go up to the 4 hour, we are still bullish. This is, a higher high, higher low, right? You go up to the daily, this is high highs, high highs, high lows, liquidity sweeps, high highs, high low currently. Overall, this structure is of course a high low, high high, high low, and then we could go on to make a high high. So you have to be cautious with trading these sort of pullback against trend moves on the lower time frames. You want to wait for your high probable POIs, which would be this for me, unless you see the lower time frame, probably the minimum 15-minute breakdown. Unless you trade, with scalping, you can catch those sort of moves, right? So to see if there's anything interesting on the 15-minute that we can go over. So yeah, all day, even from, just so you can see exactly how corrective this is, even from Monday, you can see our price kind of did a bit of a sideways dance, spiking out at certain points on Monday, and price action's pretty much going nowhere slowly. Like it's just really moving slowly up, and just not really causing much. We're not really getting much high probability entries according to my plan, for me anyway. So we're getting pullbacks, which may look better on the lower time frame. This probably look great on a 5-minute that you could have got involved in. But again, even on the 15-minute, you can see we're making high highs, high lows. So I didn't want to trade against that just yet. I'm waiting for the 15-minute to break down properly, and break a structure before I do anything on the shorts. I'm gonna keep my eyes open for longs. I promise I will. Especially before we meet these high probable, higher time frame areas, right? Because we're all good going long until we hit a short POI, right? So I'm okay doing that. If I can find a long, I'll get involved. I'll be a bit more cautious around these areas, so I'll hope to get it before those points. And I hope that's been really helpful. Just a short video today. And again, if you enjoyed that and you found that useful, subscribe. Feel free to leave feedback in the comments, and I'll speak to you soon.